Good afternoon, disc golf fans. It is a beautiful, calm day here at Maple Hill in Leicester, Massachusetts, just an hour west of the city of Boston. It's Championship Sunday at the MVP Open, presented by OTB. Before we jump into the MPO action for this Championship Sunday, let's take a listen to your FPO champion, Haley King.
Haley, I was just looking at the payout for this week. You just won $13,000 by taking down Maple Hill. You won 5 for DDO. How does that feel?
That's crazy. I didn't look at the payouts just because, I don't know. I don't like to look at that because that is the one thing that kind of gets in my head, and that is insane. 13 grand. Wow.
So if you look at the payout before, it's
I just
gotten in
think
your
about
head in the
it,
past,
yeah.
how the money will affect you.
Yeah.
And, wow. So, I want to jump back to, early in the round. You guys were putting on a show. Kristen made 3 long putts in a row. There on the 6th, she was all of a sudden 3 strokes ahead of you. Were you looking at scores early, or were you trying not to focus on what your competitors were doing?
I did look once, I believe, after the whole 5 shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I looked once then, and then I went to 17 when you were teeing off on 18 or whatever. That's when I looked the second time.
So you didn't look again until hole 18?
Yeah. I kind of knew what was going on.
Okay,
yeah.
After Kristen's 3-putt there. So what are you thinking when you're stepping up to that putt on 17? I mean, there's a ton of airspace behind that basket. I was actually behind the basket looking at you, and you look poised. It didn't look like you were nervous. What's going through your mind right there?
Absolutely nothing is going through my mind. I'm just staring at the basket, focusing on my breathing, and just committing. Yeah.
So no nerves internally at all on something like that?
Not at all.
And what about the tee shot on 18? You said you just looked at the scores, so you realized that you have a stroke over your competitors. No nerves there either?
Nah. I went up there, released it. The second I released it, I knew I pured it. So.
Wow. So Owen's in a weird spot over there on the right side. She parks it. Crowd goes nuts. Then Kristen parks it. You have to be feeling some sort of pressure going up to that final shot.
For sure.
What are you feeling? What's going through your mind? Are you talking to your caddy? You getting a distance read? How'd you go with the disc selection?
So yesterday I actually threw a Firebird from a similar spot, similar distance, and it hit the ground, skipped long over the wall. So I decided today I'm just going to go with a pig, because if I throw it hard, it's going to be hard to throw it long or short, and it's pretty much point and shoot disc. So just trusted in my pig, and yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's something that Brian was actually talking about, is letting the adrenaline play through right there. So you go with the Firebird, you might pump that one long, so it feels like a veteran move to go with the pig right there and just throw it hard. Well, I wanted to ask you, I feel like we're seeing a new Haley King. I mean, you've always been the aggressor, and this week you said that you were playing boring golf. Is this going to be a new thing moving forward?
I think it's going to be something that I can learn from. However, I'm not going to continue to play this safe. It just isn't fun, and that's why I'm out here. But it is smart in certain places. But I think I'm definitely going to take a big page from this weekend for the future.
I mean, how special is it to hold that Maple Hill trophy there on 18? I mean, that's one of the better finishing holes in disc golf. I mean, there must have been an emotional rush down there on the green.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't start crying. I'm just so proud of myself, and finishing on that hole, finishing how I did, feels good.
Wow. Okay, so moving down to next week. I mean, it's 13-hour drive, which it's not too bad for what we're used to. We're still on that grind, but 13-hour drive to Burlington, North Carolina. Do you have any experience at that course? Have you ever been there before?
I've never seen it. I know there's YouTube coverage.
Okay.
Never watched that.
Okay.
Yep, we're just going to show up and have fun.
Brand new course. So are you headed straight there? Are you going to start driving today?
No, I actually decided this morning that I was going to stay because I felt a certain way, that I knew I was going to be here longer than I would want to. So I decided to stay the night, and then I'll be leaving at 3 in the morning or something.
You're going to wake up early, you're going to jam out the drive, and then how do you celebrate something like this? I mean, are you going to go to Charlotte and see some family or see some friends, or just get straight to the course?
I'll go straight to the course because, like I mentioned to Brian, I am flying, my dad and I are flying my stepmom out, so She's going to come hang out, caddy for me, and that'll be a little celebration. But then we go to Charlotte right after that, so I'll just wait another week to celebrate.
Wow, Haley. So, I mean, what does this do to the confidence? Are you ready to take down your first major of the year?
It definitely feels good. Makes me feel good going into it. Yeah.
Hey, you've taken this tournament down in the past, different location, but confidence has to be at an all-time high heading into what is arguably the most important stretch of the season. Heading into you got two big ones left, including the Tour Championship.
Yeah.
All right, Haley King, your Maple Hill Open champion. Congratulations! What a weekend! Wow.
Thank you.
Well, it certainly was one of the most exciting final round battles of the entire 2023 season. Directly behind Haley King was Kristen Tatar and Owen Scoggins. We caught up with both of them to reflect on not only this week's tournament, but the entire season in general. Let's take a listen. Kristen Tatar just a stroke off the victory, but Kristen, you're sitting next to a giant trophy, first team Disc Golf Pro Tour All-Star after a phenomenal season out here on the road. Can you just reflect back on this season that you've had and maybe how you've grown personally as a person and an athlete?
I mean, last year I had a great season, and I thought to myself that it will be hard to top that season. But this year I've proven myself that it's possible. I feel like there's so many wins, I can't even remember all of them right now. I've had an amazing year. I feel like I'm guilty now of setting standards so high for myself that when you walk away with second place or something else, it feels like something went wrong. But I mean, objectively speaking, I feel like I did a good job. Yeah.
Well, obviously, just came up short of the victory, but the final round, like I was saying to Owen, was spectacular all around. Every one of the players on your card were doing something spectacular. Somebody else was doing something amazing. The crowd was going insane. How enjoyable is that to play in front of such an exciting crowd?
Very exciting. I think it's probably one of the most exciting FBO final cards this year. We had some really amazing shots on our card, some amazing putts. Of course, this course can get a little bit difficult here and there, but it all made it very exciting for all the people who came out here. So, yeah, it was fun.
Well, it was nice to cap off the weekend with decent weather. We finally got to see you all play real disc golf instead of having to guess what the wind was doing. Was it enjoyable to at least sink your teeth into the course and throw shots that you were practicing?
Yeah, the weather was amazing. I could actually throw my graces like I practiced. All the other days I threw my rives. So today was definitely the best day out of all 4 days, and I enjoyed it.
Well, we have one more major coming up. U.S. Women's Championship in Burlington, a brand new course. This is your chance to get in the Grand Slam. I know you said it meant a lot to you to see if you could do it. What are you looking forward to next week?
Hopefully I can get my game together so it's more consistent. I feel like throughout the week I had some really amazing moments on the course, and then I sort of like fell short on some of the holes, and my focus wasn't really there, making some I want to say easy mistakes, even though they don't exist. But like I made mistakes where I usually don't do them. So I'm hoping to clean it up for next week and give my best effort to get another major title.
Well, should be another exciting week. We will see you. Safe travels, Kristen. Good luck out there.
Thank you so much.
Tied for second place, just a stroke off the victory, Owen Scoggins. I saw you just shaking your arm, walking up to the chair. Now, how much of a battle was this weekend, just you versus your body, essentially?
Like I said, I should not even play this weekend, but I'm so stubborn. I'm not listening to anyone. I want to play. I love this golf so much, and the more I use, the more it's just gonna still hurt. I need to take like at least a 3 week off. But as long as I use my arm, the pain is gonna be still there. Yeah.
Are you going to be resting all the way up until the U.S. Women's Championship? Are you still going to be playing that tournament?
I hate to say I'm not gonna rest because I have no time for rest. like tonight after this, I'm gonna drive to the U.S. Women. You know, it's take me like 12 hours, so it's no time for me to take a rest here. But I will last play, maybe just play one round, not putting. So just try to heal step by step, you know. But like I said, this is very important tournament from now on, so I could not drop out any of them.
Well, it was a really exciting day for the entire card. You all were putting on such a show for the crowd. How fun is that for you to hit the big putts in front of the crowd and hear them roar behind you?
Man, you know, it's still amazing. I always like get goosebumps. Like I never feel like this for a long time. These like people, they love us so much. They give us love and support. They want to show us how what do you call how much care they give it to us. You know, like they very look up for us. And every time when you make a big putt, you feel good, and you feel like you make a good show them, you know. So you don't want to play like boring game to show people, you know. You want some excitement to show a fan, you know. So yeah, I think we do a great job out there.
Well, you obviously came just short of the victory, but what are you most proud of yourself, how you played this week?
You know what? The most proud of myself is to just play through with the pain. Like I feel like I'm pretty tough. I've been through a lot, like hurt my body here and there, and I feel like our body is always amazing to fix. And you know, like I just feel like even I hurt myself, but I still got second place, and that's the most make me proud. I feel like who knows? Maybe even I'm not even hurt arm. Maybe I play worse. Who knows? But the end of the day, you know, second place, I feel like win in my heart. So I just make a big mistake in one hole that caught me like to not win. But the end of the day it's your day. It's your day. If it's not, it's not. You know. So I'm very happy with my teammate Haley King. So she do a great job.
Well, Own, heal up. Thank you so much for everything. We'll see you out there next week.
Thank you.
And once again, Maple Hill did not disappoint. But don't go anywhere too long. We have MPO action going off on this beautiful championship Sunday. Nate Perkins and I are about to break down the action for you just on the other side of this commercial break.
Just the way you like it.
What a shot by Simon.
What a veteran play by Simon.
Beautiful putt. Great putt.
I'm blown away.
Champion at the Great Lakes Open, Simon Lazat.
Billy Rossini and I go back to 2007, I believe. Billy was one of the guys that was actually sponsored in Charlotte by Innova. He said, hey, here's my product, and I was already in. All the scoring that we do in our sport now is all digital. Having some sort of backup power source is going to be really important. We feel that it's good quality product. And having a stash pack that holds the cable that connects to any device, it just works. It's not just my business partner, it's my friend. And so that's why this thing really works for me.
Join the Paul Macbeth Foundation's Builders Club to help bring sustainable disc golf experiences to people and communities around the world. For a small monthly donation, you can help us make a real impact. Your donation will go directly to making a difference. By becoming a monthly subscriber, you'll also receive exclusive updates on our work, special offers, and discounts. So join us today and make a difference with the Paul Macbeth Foundation. Together we can make a big impact, one small donation at a time.
The MVP Open is happening this week on the Disc Golf Network. If you're not already subscribed to DGN, you can subscribe today and use the code Tournament Central, all one word, at checkout for a free month subscription. Scan the QR code or hit the link in the YouTube description to subscribe today to watch the rest of the disc golf season live as it unfolds. So much disc golf to watch. United States Disc Golf Championship, Throw Pink Disc Golf Championship, Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship, and the U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championship. So many big tournaments back to back to back to back. I'm here with PDGA's Hayden Henry. Hayden, Before we talk about the future, let's talk about right now. Reflect on some of the action you were walking around watching. It was an incredible day out there.
Wow, yeah, just incredible all the way around. The MPO is going to have a hard time topping what we saw this morning. Just here at the MVP Open and, the Disc Golf Pro Tour's finale of the year, the Disc Golf Pro Tour standings on the line, just incredible stuff from Haley down the stretch. On hole 6, when they hit 3 out of 4 circle 2 putts, you knew something was brewing, and we saw that all the way through 18. We're going to see that this afternoon as well, with so many players right in the mix. Little fun fact from Statmando that I saw this morning, that no MPO leader going into the final day has won since 2017 here. So I think that sets the stage for what we're going to see this afternoon and wrap up the Elite Series.
Well, let's jump ahead to Burlington, North Carolina. We got the U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championship at a brand new course, over 300 competitors playing all sorts of divisions. Hayden, talk about what this is shaping up to be.
Yeah, there's so much going on. We can run this back next week. We have Haley King looking to defend her major title, and Kristen Tatar going for the season Grand Slam. On top of that, 93 other competitors in the FPO field. Just amazing stuff. Including Owen Scoggins. To see her get that 3rd place Pro Tour standings trophy, after things wrapped up today, was pretty incredible. We've handed her 2 Masters majors this year. I think people may forget that she is a Masters world champion. She's coming out here finishing 2nd at the MVP, 3rd in the Pro Tour standings. So all of that next week and more. Stay tuned.
Well, U.S. Women's is going to be an extremely exciting event. Also, the United States Disc Golf Championship for the MPO division coming up just a couple of weeks after that. One of the competitors to be the favorite to win that one is Simon Lizotte, who is also in the lead here in Leicester, Massachusetts. Let's take a listen to what he had to say after his round yesterday.
Pretty stoked. Threw a great shot on hole 1 that I got kind of like a lull in the wind. Took advantage of that. And then I think I had a couple bullseyes on 4 and 5. So I felt really good about that start. I knew with these conditions that an early cushion would be so freaking important. And yeah, looking at what I did afterwards, it was important. But overall, no, win for me. In general, I love playing in the wind because I got the distance advantage. I got the overstable plastic, no problem for me. So for me, the more wind, the better. I think the course is playing a bit harder too. So no, I've been stoked with my putt. I've been getting pretty good breaks out there. I'm feeling the hometown love for sure, and the crowd is amazing. So no, tied for 1st after 3 is a good place to be. So I think it's going to take a 7, 8, or 9 under tomorrow to have a pretty good chance. So I'm going to say 24, 25 is going to win it.
Well, Nate, I have to ask you, you saw Simon Lizotte yesterday after his round, after his interview. You went to his house. You spent some time with him, talked some disc golf. What did you pick up? How's he feeling?
Well, I mentioned this morning that Eagle McMahon is happy to talk disc golf. Simon, he's not really chatting about it too much. He said it's crazy that I'm at the same score as I was last year, 16 under par after 3 rounds, and he mentioned that it's going to take an 8 or 9 under par, but he's really just kicking back. He's got some friends from Germany that are in town. Natalia's parents were in town. He was playing the guitar with his son Emmett. We played some matches of pool, so he's just enjoying the space over there in Shrewsbury, and he keeps it light. We've seen him in the past. After that win in Nashville, in that long form interview that we got to do with him, he was like, I think a lot of people are trying too hard out there. I think they don't need to try as hard. And I guess that's kind of easy to say when your throw is as clean as his, isn't that, Brian?
Well, it's that paradox that we've been talking about all year long of caring so deeply about something. Obviously, all these players who do this for a living care deeply about winning this game and playing this game to the best of their abilities, but you also have to not care about results or titles or anything of that matter when you're actually on the course. It is just the never-ending battle, the never-ending journey that all these players are on to kind of find how they can consistently execute in the moment. And Simon does that naturally because that's just his demeanor. I think when he's tapped into the moment and he doesn't care about the flashy stuff that maybe comes along with signing a multi-million-dollar contract, that's when we see him at his best. I think seeing him in calm conditions today, the fans are in for a serious treat. We also have to talk about the guy who is right there with him, Calvin Heimberg, best player in the world right now. Can he close finally and take down another Elite Series event?
Yeah, I feel like if he doesn't close today, if he doesn't have the putt today, like I feel like that's going to be one of his headlines for the latter half of this season. He needs to find the putt that he had round 2 if he's going to shake that storyline back and, win this tournament, Brian, because the putt was not there round 1. The putt was just not there round 3. He's throwing the disc extremely well, and we could chalk some of that up to the win, but we've seen so many cage hits this week, and when we have him here talking to him, he says that he can't really pinpoint exactly what's going on. He says that he's actually going to putt in the evenings, but here he is on hole 5, that high forehand that was playing so tough yesterday, executed that one brilliantly in the wind. And then here on 6, this was the best throw of the weekend.
Inside gap.
This is just the dream shot right here. It actually goes off the base, but he goes on to 3-putt that one from inside the circle, Brian.
Well, what's interesting about him is he misses low, and yet when his putt is popping out of his hand, it's coming out nose down. So it's a very interesting dynamic there because when they're nose down, he's getting them high enough to dive bomb into the basket. So we're going to tell very early what the putt's feeling like. It is interesting how open and honest he is about the putt not being there for him. Let's take a listen to what he had to say in his own words. 6 missed circle 1 putts. Is that just attributed to the wind today?
I don't know. No, that putting was bad. I don't know what to say. It's been bad for 2 out of the 3 rounds so far, so something that I definitely need to figure out before tomorrow. It's kind of amazing that I'm even in the position that I'm in with how poorly I've performed in Circle 1 this week, but it's just I've given myself a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. When you say figure it out, does that just mean on the practice basket tomorrow just trying to find the release, or what exactly is that?
Yeah, it's just putting's all about kind of finding your rhythm, and I just do not have that right now, so I just need to figure that out. I'll probably go out this evening once I'm done here and get some putts up and just try to find that.
Well, tomorrow you're tied for the lead. What's the strategy with better conditions tomorrow?
Pretty much the same. I mean, you got to attack the course and, try to score as low as possible. But, yeah, with better conditions, it'll be more like what we practice in. So I feel like everyone will be a little sharper out there and scores will definitely be lower.
Well, they mentioned that someone going into the final day of this tournament with the lead doesn't really have a great chance of winning if we look at the statistics historically. So I guess that says that Eagle McMahon and Ben Callaway have the better chance when you look at history. Eagle McMahon just a stroke off the lead. Nate, you also had some time to talk to Eagle after the round yesterday and after the interviews with him. What did he have to say to you?
So I'm sitting at the dinner table at Simon Lazat's house last night. Eagle willingly sits across from me, and we're catching up a bit, a little bit of small talk, and then he just opens up about how he's feeling, about how he's felt all season. He let me in a little bit about the struggles that he faced earlier in the year, but really, Brian, the real gold comes when Eagle's talking about what he thinks is the difference between all the skilled players out there that don't win and the people that have found the winner's circle more often than not. And for him, he thinks about things in the long term. He's thinking about this final round, not for the win, but as a process. If he can come away with this, whether he gets second, third, or even just the top 10, if he can come away saying that he found that state of mind, the zone, and he was locked in each and every moment instead of thinking about the actual win and what it means for this weekend, he thinks that process is more important than the win itself, because in the long run it's going to mean more success in the future. And we just don't hear a lot of guys thinking long term like that. I mean, for a lot of the guys, this one win is life-changing. So it's success or failure right here and today. And I think that might be one of the X factors which actually limits some of those really skilled players from finding the winner's circle.
Well, Eagle has already had so much experience to learn things like that because he's put himself in position to take down these big victories time and time again over the past, it almost feels like close to a decade, even though he's still such a young man himself. with that, it reminds me a lot of how Kristen Tatar talks. At Worlds, she was talking about just stepping back and witnessing what was about to unfold, which to me feels like that out-of-body experience that a lot of players feel like they naturally tap into when they win. We heard Bradley Williams reference it last year at the Preserve, and it feels like players like her and Eagle are starting to try to learn how to tap into that manually, and Eagle is just such a treat to talk to. We interviewed him after his round yesterday. Let's take a listen.
Usually my whole day revolves around my routine getting ready. So had everything dialed in, walk up to T1 and they blow the horn and I'm like, well, okay. I mean, look at the positive. We're probably going to play in a little bit less wind. But we didn't know when we were going to play. So we were kind of all trying to figure out what to do. But we came back and still very windy, but definitely a little bit more manageable. And everyone was having troubles out there. But generally speaking, I felt like I played pretty decent. Definitely left some putts out there. But generally speaking, I can't complain with a 4-under. Me versus myself is a great principle, but not going to lie, that can go out the window sometimes. You see other people struggle, and misery loves company. So if you're struggling, you kind of make yourself feel a little bit better. But yeah, it's definitely tough out there, and we made the best of it. Nothing really changes. I have a game plan, and so I think tomorrow looks like the nicest day, and I, like everyone else, love playing in nice weather, so I'm just going to go out there and have fun in my last round in New England for the year.
The front nine all week has been a bit of a struggle for me. You know, those first 7 holes have been pretty hard. I think I bogeyed 3 from 3 to hole 6, so. But, you know, I just took it shot for shot after that, which, you know, is probably the reference he's making. Shot really well in the back 9 to come back and shoot a good round. I've been breathing. I've been trying to do some different breathing exercises. I've noticed myself getting very tense in those moments and then just not really, you know, trying to calm myself down and then trying to throw the shot, being all tense. So I've been breathing a lot, and I feel like it's been helping a lot this week. There were shots that were, you didn't really know what was going to happen because the wind was just going to take it and do whatever it wanted. It kind of died down a little bit on the back stretch there, but it was still a huge thing to contend with.
Well, we could say that this man right here might be the talk of the tournament right now. Ben Callaway joining a star-studded lead card with numerous tour wins under their belt. Ben looking for his very first win, but he has been looking like a seasoned champion already.
I think this is the story of the tournament right here. Callaway finding the poise yesterday after going 3 over through holes 3 through 6. He finds the birdie on 7, then throws the beautiful mid across the water into the wind there on 8. I mean, if Callaway can come away with the win here, you know, he's in that contract year, Brian. That's going to mean so much for his chances to continue traveling the country, keep the dream alive, Brian. It means so much. And before we close out this show, Brian, the winner here is obviously a clear story, but there's another story happening on the cut line for the Tour Championship. I need you guys to go to the UDIS standings or to the Statmando Live DGPT standings where you can look at the people that are battling. We've got Garrett Gerthy, Paul Ulibarri, even Brody Smith, Robert Burridge, Andrew Presnell. All of those guys are going for the last 2 spots. Because Paul McBeth is not going to be there for the Tour finale, the 32nd spot is now open. Ulibarri just birdied hole 8. He's pushing himself up. Presnell just got another birdie. I mean, it's all season long, and it's come down to this. How exciting is that?
Keep your laptops open on UDisc Live and also tune in to the final round action today here at Maple Hill. We are wrapping up Tournament Central. We're going to throw you down on the ground. For Brian Earhart and Nate Perkins, it's going to be a beautiful day out here at Maple Hill. We'll see you out there.